Greetings, Sir and Sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the luminescent green oceans that is the Halloween campaign. And under the water, welcome to the Plaguebearer currently being built. Now sadly, we don't have enough resource to complete the ship, but I just wanted to start spawning it in so that we can showcase just how big this ship actually is. So this is the starting fortress. This is about half of the Plaguebearer. It's going to be very, very big. Looking at this, like it is right now, I'm very tempted to add rotor blades on the inside of the Plaguebearer so that it can either fly or it can descend into the depths, but doing that would take a lot of time, far more time than I'm really willing to put into this campaign. So maybe not now, but maybe in the future when I have some spare time and I just want to do a bit of a build, I think that's what we're going to do with the Plaguebearer. But for now it is getting closer and closer to being finished, although now it's starting to build the guns. That's where all of the cost is going to go, because cram cannons are stupidly expensive, and almost all of the cost of the ship is from the guns. The actual hull itself, the metal, the wood is very, very cheap, but as soon as it's getting to the weapons, all of my resource is going to go bye-bye. But at least it looks really weird for now. I would also like to take this opportunity to say sorry for the previous episode and me being so tired during it. It's the same in this one. My sleep schedule at the moment is all over the place. I don't know why, but for the last, 3 weeks, I just cannot sleep. I've even been to the doctors about it, but apparently sleep and Lathrix are not exactly bestest friends. But at least it means I spend way too much time building giant ships. This is being built again in a really weird way. So before it starts building all the floors, I just thought I would show off this site right now. This is the back section of the Plaguebearer, and only the very back section. And it's like a building, if you look from the inside. As you can probably tell, I'm actually really happy with the Plaguebearer. It's one of the few builds I've built where I'm happy with how it looks, so yay for me building something I actually enjoy the look of. And it's fully accessible by foot, so you can actually explore the entire ship. So really happy with that, really happy showing it off a little bit right now as it slowly gets built up. I'm just kind of waiting for the enemy to attack us. I've built 2 more of the rot arrays to defend this section. I do have a couple of Nurgle's rots I'm going to build very soon. And I'm just waiting. I'm surprised it's taking them so long. The Plaguebearer has just finished being created, and so we are making a new Nurgle's Rot, and amazingly, the enemy didn't attack us during that entire build process. So I've been either very lucky, or the enemy are bugged, or perhaps the enemy just don't attack as fast as I originally thought. Either way, here we are with the Plaguebearer in all of its oversized and overly expensive glory. So, like I was saying, this isn't finished yet, and it hasn't been tested in combat. Like the Nurgle's Rot, the vast majority of it was built in the sandbox mode, but I simply haven't tested it out in battle, so I'm hoping it's going to do somewhat well, and hopefully these cannons are going to be very, very impressive, incoming very loud noises. And that's just a few of them, obviously. So if this works out, it's going to be utterly fantastic. If it doesn't, well, we can always go back to the drawing board and do some more upgrades. It doesn't have missiles, and it doesn't have a secondary weapon, although it really should have both, so maybe I'll do a little bit of engineering before we get into a battle. I got bored waiting, so here we go with the first ever battle using the Plaguebearer, and we are going to be against the Ghost Pirate ship, a Hex, which I'm fairly certain is a vehicle we haven't seen yet, another Hex, and a Nuco-Lantern. Well, that last one is absolutely terrifying, so what I'm going to do is actually swap the positions here to be a little bit sneaky, and then if I get lucky, what's going to happen is the Nuco-Lantern is going to ram into the ghost ship when trying to go this way. That's the idea, and yes, it's a little bit scummy, but I will allow it. Mostly because it's me doing it, but either way, into the battle we go. I got a little bit bored of waiting, so here we are in a pretty safe test for the Plaguebearer against the Jolly Jack, which I think is a new enemy, and the Pumpkin Chunkin. Now that is a perfect target for our broadside, so let's see just how well we do with our 2 Rot Ray escorts. I have now also added a very small refinery to the Plaguebearer, so of course it means we can actually fuel them. And again, things spawning too low, I need to change that. Either way, begin the battle. Just waiting for the broadside here. Oh wait, we really should look at the Jolly Jack since we haven't seen that before. Once the campaign's over, I will quickly go and look at all the designs. So this is the Jolly Jack. It's got an axe in it. Oh, that's a turret. I literally didn't know that. Okay, so that is an advanced cannon. It's essentially a giant floating advanced cannon. Okay then. And then we've seen this fellow before, who honestly looks absolutely awesome. Ooh, here's hoping those missiles don't hit our rays. The broadside going after the smaller target, and amazingly, that explosion moving it out of the way. Thanks, rays. You made me waste a whole broadside. Second broadside, missing again. We do have quite good accuracy settings, so we should be hitting with this. And the final volley actually making contact. It seems like it was moving in quite an odd way. Once it swaps targets, it should broadside against the other enemy. Let's make it ignore salvage, because I'm a dum-dum and completely forgot to do that. Oh, the enemy is already sinking. And there's a broadside, actually going for the correct target. A lot of them reflecting, bouncing off the water, refracting, because they are actually made out of light. There we are. A bit of lag being caused by so many explosions, but let's see just what that did. So, we've just utterly annihilated it. That's what happens when you get hit by a broadside. I think I need to change the settings so it goes after slower targets first. Like I say, haven't tested this out yet, so this was a method of seeing problems. The next broadside, making a good connection. The explosions are actually a little bit too clustered, so much so, some of the explosion damage is going to waste. We took a little bit of damage from the enemy's missiles, but nothing major. Well done, Plaguebearer, your first victory. And I would like to say that would have won even without the flyers. Oh dear. Oh, wow, did you just go through that tile, or is that a random enemy coming to attack us? Either way, though, pull all, don't get into that fight, you repair, get back to help defend. The Baba... Okay, I'm going to try and say it now according to the comments. The Baba Yaga, or the Baba Yaga. I don't know which one of those is correct, or if both of them are wrong. They're probably both wrong, so there, you can all mock me. The Cauldron, a Nuko Lantern, and a Nuko Lantern, I'll just keep you there for as long as possible. We stalled for as long as possible, but here we go. Let's see how long we will... There's 2 Nuko Lanterns. Well, on the upside, if one of them detonates, we have killed a Nuko Lantern. Come on, yes, one of them gone. Come on, second one. Yes, detonate now. Detonate now. Yes! The Bone Drake taking massive damage from the second. Wow, that was perfect. Also, am I on board? Just jump ship. Just jump ship. Allow the death to happen. That was so ridiculously perfect. It has essentially took out 2 Nuko Lanterns from their forces and massively damaged their Bone Drake. Although that's repaired really fast. Wow. Just... wow, that was unbelievably perfect. Well, I don't think that could have gone any better. The Cauldron is stuck on this rock. At least I hope it is when it spawns in. The only problem is now I've set up the AI for the Plaguebearer to always go for the slowest moving target. And being stuck on a rock definitely makes you that. The problem being, the mountain might provide some protection. So let's just see how it goes. Well, that looks really odd. And firing! Who are you firing at? The Bone Drake or the Cauldron? I think the Bone Drake. Oh, that's just... Would you like to be the Bone Drake right now? Well, the Bone Drake got clipped by a couple of hits and is probably out of the battle. The rest going for the Cauldron, and there we are, going essentially through the target because of the amount of explosions. Absolutely wonderful. However, I am being hit by several shots from the Spoon. Again, the Spoon being the scariest thing here. Really hoping our flyers will go for that soon. I should also set the flyers to go after faster targets. Second shot, clipping the top. This is my problem with cram cannons. It's so difficult to make them accurate. Because I have made sure that they're all set to the minimum requirements for the maximum requirements for accuracy, rather. So they have to be on 0.5 degrees accuracy or better before they fire. I've made sure the AI is doing everything correctly. It's just a matter of trying to aim cram cannons is incredibly difficult. For instance, that broadside to the other side, trying to go for the Spoon, completely missing. A lot of lag at the moment. I will try and fix that after this battle. Not quite sure what's going on there. It could just be the Plaguebearer. The Plaguebearer is a very, very large vessel. And apparently out of ammunition and being hit by a missile. Down goes the Cauldron, and now the Rays are after the Spoon. Ooh, although one of the Rays looks like it's been very badly damaged. Wow, it's been like just hollowed out in the middle. Well, that's one Ray down. So it's one Ray versus the Spoon versus the Plaguebearer. The Plaguebearer probably won't be of much help here. Oh, one missile hitting the back of the Spoon, thus rendering it immobile. Although the aim of the Ray is now completely off as well. Oh, because the enemy's dead. Well, that might explain that then. So, a victory, and hopefully a lot of resource gained. Let's have a look-see. Sadly, not as much as I would hope. But either way, that is a fair bit of resource currently in our pocket. Let's repair everything we've got. Let's collect the resource from the downed thing we stole earlier, and let's prepare for more fighting. We are apparently under attack, and because of losing a satellite earlier, I didn't even see that coming, so I need to make a new satellite very soon. But before we get into that fight, I would just like to say, on the Plaguebearer, I've decided not to go with missiles. Please hold your applause. Instead, I am going with these tiny little advanced cannons I just made very, very quickly. The idea is, it's on a 2-axis turret, which means it can aim actually directly upwards, and will use either flak shells or armor-piercing rounds, which are very, very quick. This way we can kill things like the Spoon if our rot rays ever get destroyed. Rot rays. Why is that so difficult for me to say? Either way, though, you get as close to that as possible so you can get into the fight, because our starting fortress is once again under attack. Well, that's fairly helpful. Apparently I can actually take our starting fortress out of the combat, so that is utterly fantastic. Now, one problem I am going to have is I can't really see what the enemy are, because, well, I lost a satellite earlier, so I can't even see what they are. So we have the Crow, and then if we do this, we also have the Sweet Teeth, the Headless Swimmer, and can I see anything else? Another Headless Swimmer, I think, and another Sweet Teeth, although that might be the original one. Nope, it's definitely two of them. Okay, so nothing particularly strong on the enemy side, and this is as close as the Plaguebearer can get, because it's in this group. Let's see how we do. 2 damage and 2 damage. Okay, so we're just waiting for them to evaporate then. Although we do still have the Pigeon. Only the Plaguebearer is alive. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's bad. Please hit him. You know, we actually have the potential to die here. So that is where the missiles came from. The enemy Crow, which I didn't even see. Oh, please hit, please hit, please. No, just missing. Small internal explosion there. The Crow is a really good version of the Pigeon, which was the April Fool's version. And smash! All of them hitting on the back there. The Crow going flying into the air. Oh, wonderful. See, we can kill flyers just fine. Who needs the rays and the advanced cannons? Sheer size wins the day. All of the rays got destroyed there. That crow is fantastic. The crow and the spoon, so far, I would say, seem to be the most effective vehicles on the enemy team, and they're the smallest. When they go large, I suppose, because they're going so block-heavy for the aesthetic, they're not really doing all that well in terms of just doing well in combat. Also, how much engine power do I have spare at the moment? 7,200 out of 7,900. I have way too much engine power on this thing. What could I use that for? We could maybe add a rail element to the advanced cannons, but that would be pointless since they're going to be knocked off all the time. We could add shields, but I feel like that would look weird on a ship like this. We could add more speed, but that would be, again, against the look of this thing. I've actually purposefully kept it very, very slow. I don't really know what I'm going to use all that engine power for. Maybe I'll just scale back the engine. Either way, it's time to get to work making our shells. Wow. Utterly evaporating the headless swimmer there. That was really, really glorious to see. Some missiles going in and actually doing a fair bit of damage versus the Plaguebearer. Where on earth did those missiles come from? I actually don't know. But we do see one of our rot rays here being hit by several things as well. I have no idea what just happened. I think that may just be from the Sweet Teeth. We're still going though, and there's the next lot of shots, killing the Sweet Teeth, hopefully, before it gets anywhere near. That was a very weird noise just coming from the game then, almost sounding like screaming. Well, that was bizarre. I don't even know if that picked up on the recording, but that's what I just heard. The Sweet Teeth seem to be pretty good against the rays. That is really, really worrying. The advanced cannons not yet online, of course. They're not hooked up to the mainframe, and more importantly, we don't even have the ammunition controllers, so we're not even making shells. Well, really? That was unlucky. Kind of using the ray there as a shield. Going to be a lot of friendly fire from the Plaguebearer here. Again, really sorry for the lag. I honestly think it's just from the Plaguebearer. I've tried messing around with a lot of settings, and it seems like it is just the Plaguebearer being so big. Oh, that friendly fire on the ray, utterly annihilating it. Oh, that was gloriously horrific. Wait, I just cut there, but wow, 169,000 resource. Well, we're going to give this fleet a couple of Nurgle's Rots. Well, there we are then. We now have 2 Plaguebearers, we have the 2 Rot Rays, and I think we are all prepared for our next adventure towards the next Shadow Portal. And with that, I think it's a perfect time to call the episode. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for the support of the Halloween campaign. I know I'm posting them a lot, and I'm really hoping you are enjoying them. So all of the likes, all of the comments, it really does mean the world to me. So thank you very much so far. And with that, if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next episode, we will hopefully take out the next Shadow Portal, we'll do a little bit more work on the Plaguebearer, and then we will draw up our final plans to kill the final 2 portals. It's all ending rather quickly. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.